All right, so we are going to be driving these back to back. This is my Model Y Launch Edition. This is a Porsche Macan Electric Turbo. So we're going to be driving these back to back. I'm going to show you what one does better than the other, how they feel driving them, and then we'll come to some sort of conclusion that will hopefully help you guys out. Also, today's video sponsor is giving away one of these, so we'll talk about that shortly. Now, on the interior of this Macan, there's a few luxury features that you get that the Model Y does not have. The first thing is a sunshade that is just electronically built into the vehicle. So you press this button right here, and the sunshade retracts from the back of the vehicle all the way to the front. So that is a nice feature. You just hold it in. I guess you have to hold it in the whole time. That's not very luxurious. The other thing that's nice, if you have this suede Alcantara roof liner, and you also have a fully customizable interior with a bunch of different color options and things like that. You have a traditional steering wheel here, beautiful leather wrapped wheel with a little performance notch up top, so when you never take this to the track, you'll know where your on-center steering is. Really high-end sound system. Tesla sound system is also excellent. And then you have some buttons here. There's nothing really on the entire vehicle that stands out to me that says this is way better than the Model Y. I mean, having a sunshade, you can just get a sunshade, but people like luxury features. You want to press the button, you don't have to fumble with a sunshade and put it up on your sunroof there. So there's just some luxuries that are built into this thing that are a little nicer. Maybe the initial build quality and everything is a little bit tighter. In the back, this lacks the display that the Tesla has. Very useful if you have kids, or if you have people you just hate in your vehicle, they can just watch the screen and not talk to you. Coming around to the rear here, again, this is a turbo model, so this is the highest end model. And to open the trunk, you just tap this little secret button right there. And we come into the back. We're able to raise and lower the air suspension for loading things into the vehicle. This also doesn't have any under compartment storage here. It just has Burmester sound system for whatever reason that's listed there. These are how you fold your seats down. You simply, I say simply and nothing happens, but you pull these and that releases it to let the seats go down there. The Model Y, as you know, has buttons to bring those back up so you don't have to go around. So that's actually an area where the Model Y wins, is the fact that I don't have to do manual labor and come around here and put the seats up. I like this thing. It drives great. It has a unique look to it. You don't see a lot on the road. It just doesn't really do anything to me that is that much better than the Model Y. It's just an electric Porsche Macan, and that's kind of it. Whereas the Taycan, to me, because of how it looks and drives, that's a unique offering. Massive 22-inch wheels, and this is a Porsche specific tire here. You can see it says NEO. It's Porsche specific. Big brake calipers, and then they have their regenerative braking system built into when you actually use the brakes on this thing, whereas Tesla is always regenerating the second that you let off of the throttle. So around the front here, I think it has a real, Porsche's lights are just incredible. Huge lip spoiler down here, their ADAS system there, front-facing camera, and then you just have a stack of lights and sensors and vents. So it's overall a very good looking car. And then they've also denoted a little bit of a difference here with the badging. You can see we have the electric insignia here, so that's nice. Yeah, I think it's a good looking car. It's a cool color. It's a $2,500 option for this oak. It's called oak green or oak tree or something like that. Oak tree is a golf course. Now, one cool feature here on the Macan is if you take the back of your hand, swipe there, that pops open, so that's cool. It does have frunk storage, doesn't have the sub trunk. So you have some storage here, but again, the Y has the drain plug up here, just a big advantage, but it does have something, so I gotta give them credit there for at least putting that in. Now, these obviously cost a lot, so you're probably not gonna spend the money on it, but today's video sponsor, Macan, has their annual EV raffle, and you can win one, and here are the details. Now, I've been telling you about a really cool EV raffle going on this summer from our nonprofit friends at Macan Action Fund, and your odds of winning keep getting better as the summer goes on. You could be driving your very own Porsche Macan EV by this fall. Right now, the raffle is more than halfway complete and less than half of the tickets have been sold. And remember, one ticket gets you not one, not two, but 3 chances to win prizes ranging from a Porsche Macan EV like we have here, to a Rivian truck, a Lucid sedan, a Volkswagen ID Buzz van, and more. The math is simple. With fewer people buying tickets, tickets, your individual chances of winning are much better, especially with 3 winners. Tickets are just $200 and support the Secan Action Fund's mission to fight for clean energy and get more EVs on the road. The winners will be drawn on September 2nd, and that means you could be behind the wheel of a stunning new EV by this fall. Again, the tickets are way undersold with a maximum of 10,000 being sold. So go to www.evraffle.org to get your ticket today. That's evraffle.org, or check out the links in the description. Now, driving the Macan, this is where it should excel because it's a Porsche, right? So it should excel in the driving compartment. It does have the air suspension that I previously mentioned. Let's put it into, you know what we're gonna put it into, sport mode. So the car is now lowering itself because we want to be sporty. I mean, it does rip and it drives nicely. You can feel the weight of this, whereas the Model Y actually feels more nimble. You feel that this is a heavier vehicle. I don't know what the weight of it is. I'll have it on the bottom of the screen, but it does feel like a fairly heavy vehicle. But the air suspension, I mean, it mitigates all the imperfections in the road nicely here. I'm finding a bunch of roundabouts today. I guess I'm just something I'm skilled in today. Nice turning radius. It's very pleasant to drive. I get if you don't want to drive a Model Y, because the Model Y is that. It's a Toyota Camry of electric vehicles. But the reason it's the Toyota Camry of electric vehicles is because it makes sense. It's in a somewhat affordable range. It has a bunch of storage. It has a great charging network. It has great technology. It's very safe, good sound system. The list goes on, right? This offers that similar driving experience in terms of having a great drivetrain and something that's very easy to just whip around town. I gotta say, like, no matter how much you like gas cars, and I get it, okay, I absolutely get it, you can't ignore the fact that for a daily driver, for something that you're just ripping around town, electric cars are the way to go. If you have a place to charge them at home, it really does feel like cheating because it's so cheap to run them, and then there's virtually no maintenance that comes along with them. And I just think that everyone should consider that. Everyone gets so like butthurt. It's like, oh, I'm not driving an electric. And I love when people say I'm not driving an electric. That kills me. So I just think it's worth considering. You're not gonna have the crazy maintenance that Porsche has. You're probably gonna chew through tires a lot because it's a heavy vehicle, but I think you're really gonna like the driving experience of it. And maybe you can, the way to ease into it would be to lease one, because once you get them on a good lease deal, found another roundabout. This is remarkable. Because once you get a good lease deal on it, you're not caught into it if you have something go wrong with the electrical or their warranty work. It's not yours, it's just a rental. So I enjoy how it drives. It's fast, obviously. And then it has good native software. The owner of it says he likes the software. So now that we've driven the Macan, let's jump in the Model Y and see what that feels like and see what the Model Y offers after driving the two of these back to back. I love how this thing I'm taking it around these turns, and that's when it's really fun. A lot of people don't live in an area like this where you have great roads to handle. But man, it really digs in and is a fun car to drive. On top of having the great throttle response and drivetrain, the handling of it is very good. But I'm gonna go have fun off camera, and I'm gonna jump in the Model Y and see what I feel jumping right out of this and into the Model Y. Now we'll jump in the Model Y, and I gotta say, you feel the lack of things in here. And that's not necessarily good or bad, it's just what it is. It's just what it is. We'll rip it. Throttle response is just so much better. And look right there, okay? The windshield wipers are going, okay? So immediately we're welcomed with, you know, they're still working things out. It does have cooled seats. It does have heated seats. It does drive itself. The throttle response in the Y is better. The suspension in the Y is very good. There's just like, it's plain. You're in the Macan and it has all these things, and this just has, you know, your little Alcantara suede and your screen, and you're on your way. Yeah, you can't say that, you know, is the Macan worth double or $30,000 more if we go to the base level of the Macan. Is it worth that? Now, this is technically a $60,000 car because it has full self-driving, upgraded wheels, upgraded paint, acceleration boost. So it has $12,000 worth of options on it. So we'll say 60, but if you're looking at starting price versus starting price, it's about a $30,000 gap. Is the Macan worth that much more? I can't say that it really is or does anything that makes me want to go, oh yeah, put me in that thing. The suspension feels a little bit more sophisticated on that. Again, that has an air suspension. This just has springs, but it's very well sprung now, as we've talked about. Shout out to T-Pain, got this thing sprung. This drives really nice. It has, in my opinion, better technology, more futuristic technology, and it uses space much more efficiently. You have a bigger frunk, you have a sub-trunk. The space in the cabin is better. The windshield wipers go even when it's dry outside, and they make a squeaking sound that really makes you feel good about your purchase. So it's like, Tesla can have a car that full self-drives itself, basically, and then you have the windshield wipers that, you know, just scrape across the windshield, and, you know, even when it is raining, they work fine, but they could be a little bit tighter. It's like Tesla struggles with the things that these other automobile manufacturers have mastered for many years, which makes them feel cheap, whereas a lot of their big wins are in the battery and self-driving and charging network, where these other manufacturers don't have a clue. But yeah, this now drives great. It has a suspension like a luxury vehicle. It has the throttle response of a sports car and incredible technology packed into this infotainment system. You just need to get over the fact that it doesn't have buttons. It's a very different experience. And if you want that more traditional experience, the Macan is going to be the car for you, but at a much higher price. So the sound systems are both very good on these. Ergonomically, the Model Y is a little bit better. In terms of range, you're going to get better charging speeds, and you're going to get more range out of the Macan without really having to try. That's the one complaint that Tesla owners have consistently had, and this is better. The new one is better. I've tested it. It's significantly better, but it just seems like with the other manufacturers, you're never really fighting range as much as you are in Teslas. The newer ones are better, but again, the Macan's rated at 288, and in that, the owner was saying that he's gotten up to 340 miles of range, whereas this, you'd have to be driving like the speed limit strictly. So it's just something to note. But I gotta say, they're both great vehicles. And if you're like, man, I can't afford a Macan, it would be great to own a Macan, you're not missing a ton. That lady's pregnant. You're not missing a ton in this that you get in the Macan. Nothing. I mean, the cooled seats in that thing do work really well, but they're very loud. The sound system is excellent. It's fun to drive. But this does that on a budget, and it doesn't really feel like a budget, minus when the windshield wipers just start going and you want to return the car. And then, as you know, I've said, and I'm not some like full self-driving nut job. There's a lot of sick people out there that, you know, that full self-driving is their life. I think a lot of the sickness from Tesla comes from people having a ton of money tied to the stock, and so they become like irrational when talking about the vehicles. I don't have that problem. I just review the car. I think they're great cars. I own them, but they have a lot of downsides too, which I talk about. So the car right now is driving itself. I've typed in a destination on the navigation, and it's going to take me there. And I just sit here like this and pay attention to the vehicle, and it works very well. It does some stupid things, but despite those, you know, little failures, it's so far ahead of anything that's offered in the US. Oh, there's a rare sighting, Cybertruck, middle of Pennsylvania. He's an ally. It's just an impressive thing that they've developed, and I look at it as a cheap chauffeur. This, I think, is going to give people autonomy well past when they were going to be able to drive. No one wants to have their keys taken from them, and the fact that this car, you type in a navigation, and it will take you 95% of the route. You know, maybe sometimes you'll have to, when you get into a parking lot, you have to get it near a spot, and it will park itself. This is a usable day-to-day feature. Like, think of the Burmester sound system on that Macan. That costs $4,700. That is more than half, $8,000 currently for full self-driving, or you can pay $99 a month. That's more than half, and that's a sound system of something that can literally take you from point A to point B while you just kind of sit here and relax, or maybe you're in traffic. And what I've been using it in is when I go to a new city and I type in a destination and I let the car handle the turns and everything because you're not used to it. Sometimes it looks weird on the screen, and the car nails it 9 out of 10 times. Now in Phoenix, for whatever reason, it loves to miss exits. But in other cities, it handles it, I would think, as good as or better than I would. And that's a big deal. So that's where Tesla's ahead, but then they just lack still some of the quality features that something like a Porsche knocks out of the park. You're not going to go wrong with either of these vehicles. I just think, again, it proves the value of the Model Y it's second to none. And I highly recommend them. So again, thank you to Secan for sponsoring this video, doing their annual EV raffle. And check this video out where I show you all of the current great accessories for the Model Y. You'll love this video.